Hello, boys and girls. How are you doing this afternoon, guys? I am super duper excited. It's a dual celebration. Of course, Meg Mitchell Moore is here, guys, hanging out with us here at the cafe. But not only that, guys, it's release day. Oh my goodness, of Vacationland. Okay, can y'all tell I'm like super duper excited? Meg, I tried to, match the cover a little bit, all that good stuff.
Oh,
But
yeah.
guys, Vacationland is here. It is live and in color on today, boys and girls. Guys, I introduce to you Meg. Meg, can you introduce yourself to the people who may not know you?
Sure. Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for having me, Angela. I'm Meg Mitchell Moore, and this is my 7th novel, Vacationland. It just came out today, as Angela said, and it's a summer book. It's a great beach read. It takes place on the coast of Maine. I live in Massachusetts, but so a couple 2 to 3 hours away from where I live, and it is a very summery book. It's about a house. It's actually based on an actual house that belongs to a friend of mine. And there's a fictional family that I put inside of it and gave them all sorts of adventures to have over the summer. So that's the basic synopsis.
I love that. I love that. Boys and girls, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Meg Tiffany Jones of Tiff Happy Places saying happy release week for you as well. And Jennifer is saying that the cover is gorgeous. And speaking of that, I definitely want to talk about this cover, Vacationland. Jennifer, I'm telling you, I'm glad that she mentioned that. Can you tell us a little bit about this cover, Meg? It is gorgeous, by the way.
Sure, thank you. I love it. Yeah, it's funny. Every cover is a different process. Wait, where are you? Where are you, Angela? What part of the country?
I'm in North Carolina.
Okay, you're North Carolina. Are you coastal or not coastal?
Close where?
Are you coastal or not coastal?
No, I am probably about 2 hours from the closest beach, somewhere around there.
Okay. So in New England, I don't know how many of your visitors are familiar with New England, but there's such a different feel to all the different kinds of coasts that you can have. And where I am in Massachusetts and New Hampshire, we get a lot of sandy, big, beautiful sandy beaches, more like the Carolinas. And then when you get to Maine, you get a lot of rocky beaches. They're basically famous for their rocky coastline. And so when they first presented the cover, I wish I had the early version to show you. It was beautiful, but it was a light blue, almost like a California looking color, and a beach that was so not a Maine beach. And it was beautiful. It looked a lot like the cover of Malibu Rising, the book that was. So I was thinking, I mean, it's really pretty, but it looks nothing like Maine at all. And so it's tricky because you want a cover that people will pick up, but you also want to be true to your story.
Right.
So we had to kind of work it back and get it finally to this. And even this, I love it, but this is not your typical, it's not your typical Maine beach. This is so sandy, and most of the Maine coastline is really rocky. So we kept going back and saying, well, could you put a breakwater or a lobster boat or something to make it look more Maine-like? And they tried that, but it just looked weird. And so then they went with darker water. So that was one of the things, is that the water in Maine is really cold. You can't walk. I mean, you have to brace yourself. It's really cold. It's not like where you are. And so they finally came to the darker color, but they kept the sandy beach because that's what people want to see on a beach read, and they kept the people. So it was kind of funny. It was a process to get here from where it started. I really love it, but a couple of people have said that doesn't look like Maine, and I'm like, yeah, I know it doesn't, but that's okay.
Right. Look, but I mean, we came out with this, and I mean, they're showing you cover love in the comment section as well too. Right. And speaking of that, okay, Meg, you had me at the title. Vacationland. Tell us about that title, my friend.
Yeah, so that was actually the person who came up with that title is one of my best friends who owns the house that her family owns the house that I based the book on. And we were sitting there one day with one of our other best friends, just talking about the title and just brainstorming because we didn't have the right. We had tried so many things, and Vacationland is the motto of the state of Maine. And finally she said, what about Vacationland? And I thought, oh my gosh, that's perfect. So we asked my editor, and she said, yeah, I think I like that. So a couple of things we had come up with, my editor liked them, but then her boss didn't like them. You have to have so many people approve it along the way. But this one, everybody said, oh yeah, Vacationland. Yeah, that feels right. So
I love that.
Yeah.
Yes. Boys and girls, if you're just joining us, of course, it is release day. So, Meg, thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with us to celebrate your release day, because you could have been anywhere, but you are hanging out with us at the cafe. Boys and Girls Vacationland is available now. Ebook is available in print copy as well. Now, Meg, is it also available in audiobook, or right now print and ebook?
It's available
So, guys, all three forms.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
I haven't listened to the audio, but I think my publisher made a sample. I'll have to post that. I'll post it on my Instagram. They made a sample of the audiobook available that people can listen to a little bit of it, I think, before deciding if they want to buy it. So
I love that. So, guys, whatever suits your fancy, whether you want the ebook, the print copy, the audiobook, it is available for you to be able to do that as well. Meg, of course, they are still showing you love. They're saying happy release day in the comment section as well. So, Meg, I want you to share a little bit about what inspired this story of Louisa, because she was actually from another book. Is that correct?
She was not. A lot of times I will put people from little appearances from people from other books, but she was brand new to this book.
Okay.
Yeah. So the house, mainly the house where it's set, was the inspiration for this book. I've never done that before. I've never set a book in an actual existing house, but this is one of my friend's family's vacation home, the summer home they've had for a couple generations. And I've been going there as a visitor for a long time. And I feel like it's not my house, but I kind of feel like I'm part of the family. But then I have to remember this is not my house. But it's a beautiful, beautiful older home on the like right on the water in Maine. So you look out the window and you see the rocks and you see the water and you see ships going by and boats going by all day long. And it's really magical. And so I've always thought, oh, this would be such a good place to set a book. So I decided that first. I decided the setting, which I don't always do. And then I thought, well, who am I going to put inside the house? So then I thought of the family to put in there. And then I thought of their complications. I actually, in the very beginning, I really wanted to write a thriller. So I thought, okay, I'll have this house and I'll put a dead body on the rocks. And then the whole book will be about the dead body. And I wrote a few chapters of that. I interviewed a detective. I went pretty far with it. And my agent liked it. And my editor said, I loved the house. I love the setting. I love the family. I don't like the dead body.
Look, we got to get rid of the body.
So I had to I wrote a couple more versions and I still kept a dead body.
Yeah.
Dead body. And then everybody said, no, just get rid of the dead body. So now I have the body of a dead seal, because I still had to have these kids discover something. So it just sort of downgraded from a body to a seal body.
I love that. And guys, if you're joining us, it's release day, guys. Vacationland is in the wilds, guys. It's available now. I'm hanging out with Meg Mitchell-Moore. Boys and Girls, she is hanging out with us on her release day on today. So wish her happy book birthday as well. And guys, of course, if you have a question for Meg, put it in the comment section. We'll be sure to include you as well. And Meg, you hinted on something. And so, guys, if you have not read the book yet, let me just tell you, you got family secrets. It's stuff about marriage, motherhood, privilege. There's all these things that go into this book as well that kind of keeps the storyline. But Meg, one thing that I thought was that I liked the way that you did is the way that you divided up the way that the story was being told. You had Louisa and you had Christy and Pauline, the children, all of that. Did you know that that's how you was going to like divide it up of them getting this story out?
Yeah, all of my books have multiple points of view like that. I sort of envy the authors who can write one point of view and be done, because this is harder, I think. Sometimes it's confusing to try to balance everything, but my brain, that's how my brain works. I don't think I could ever write from a single point of view. If anything, I have too many points of view and I have to pare them down. So I always knew I would have multiple, but I think I had to work a little bit to figure out the balance. And I remember the children. I really wanted the children. I love these kids in this book so much. They're my favorite, some of my favorite kids that I've ever written. And I just wanted to keep them. And my editor kept saying, well, is it too many kids or should it just be the boy? And that was one thing I thought, no, I really want to, it's really important to me to have these voices. So then we have the letters from one of the girls writing to her father. So that's how I got her voice in there without having her have her own point of view. So it took a little bit of work to figure out the balance, but all of my books, unfortunately, take that amount of work.
I got it. Love it. Love it. Okay, now share with us a little bit. I guess if we would have to break down some of the characters, if you had to describe, let's start with Christy. If you had to describe her in 3 words, how would you describe Christy?
Yeah, so she's the stranger who comes to town. You know, that's a typical plot for a lot of books. And she comes to town and we don't know her connection. This is more than 3 words. But yep, she's lost, she's broke, she's bewildered, and she comes to town. And then we find out through the course of the book why what relationship she has to this family in this house.
I love that. Tell us a little bit about Louisa.
Yeah, so she's tired. She's tired, she's overwhelmed, and she's loving, I would say. She's worried about her parents, but worried about her kids. So sort of stuck in the middle of caring for both of those generations.
Yes, yes. Now, is there something that you do as a writer when you have to write those either deep scenes or those touching scenes or what have you? Is there something that you like? For example, guys, if you haven't read the book, or even it's on the black blurb, so we're not giving you a spoiler, but the father is suffering from Alzheimer's. So is there certain things that you had to do, whether it was research or certain things when you had to write about him to get into that space?
Yeah, that one was tricky because, knock on wood, I haven't experienced that with anyone I'm close to myself. So with that one, and I wanted to be careful with it because I know it's such a fraught topic for a lot of people. So I have a friend who was going through that with her father. And I asked her I remember asking her first, can I ask you a lot of questions about this? And she said yes. And she was really open with me and gave me a lot of examples of what it was like for their family. And I know a disease like this is different for everybody going through it. So I wasn't going to capture everybody's experience, but I at least wanted to be, true to what a few people had been going through. So that friend was really helpful to me. So without that, I think I wouldn't have been able to write that experience. I wouldn't have felt comfortable writing that experience,
Gotcha. And in this story, when you think about all the characters, the different points of views of this particular book, which character was the most interesting for you to write? And then was there a character that it gave you pause at times where you had to kind of like take a moment?
Yeah. I think probably the one who came the easiest was Christy, was the younger woman who comes to town. The one I'm more in the same life stage as is Louisa. I mean, my kids are older and I'm older than she is, but I have been in that stage before. And I have kids. So that should have been easier, but that was actually harder because you don't want to write someone who's just like you and you don't want to use your own situation. So that was a little murkier, but Christy was somebody I didn't really have a huge connection to. And so her situation, I could sort of write it as all fiction. And it was a little bit, she came quicker. I feel like she was done first and everybody else took some time to
Oh, nice. Okay. And then I think you said it earlier, the most fun was that the children, or who was the most fun for you to write?
I just love these kids. There's the youngest girl, her name is Claire, and she's 7 and she's hilarious. And she's going through these kind of real situations, but she's little. So her point of view is funny at times, but it's real to her. So I had a lot of fun with that. I had a lot of fun with all of the kids. Yeah.
I love that. And I know that you were going to read a little snippet. Are you ready to read a little bit for us?
I'm going to read the kids because I was trying to find something short. I'll just read a little bit of, this is like not even a full page probably,
okay.
But this is one that so there's, just to set it up, the house that I've been talking about belongs to Louisa's parents. So the father suffering from Alzheimer's and his wife, who's his sort of caretaker and protector. And then Louisa's their daughter, their only child. And she comes with her 3 children. So it's this home that Louisa has been coming to since she was a baby. And now she's bringing her kids here. And they come every summer, but they don't always come for the whole summer. And this year they're here for the whole summer. So this is just the children when they first arrive at the house. After the rain stops, the children spend 2 hours down on the rocks, hardly noticing time passing. They are full of frenzied energy. The inevitable car squabble is forgotten. Abigail squishes Claire into the middle seat, which they need because the third row is folded down to make room for a summer's worth of gear. The boy odor when Maddie takes off his shoes is offensive, and nobody likes anybody else's music, which they can all hear through the headphones or earbuds each of them employs. Now they are talking about all of the things they will do while they are here this summer. The whole summer, a blessed eternity. They love everything about the Owl's Head house. Nobody, even Maddie, admits to missing anything about Brooklyn, where summer is stilted and unforgiving and the air in July always feels too heavy. They lay their wishes out like beads on a string. Claire wants to kayak all the way to Rockland Harbor, which Maddie and Abigail both know she's not capable of, but in the spirit of the first day of vacation, they refrain from pointing this out. Maddie wants to eat a hot dog at least twice a week from Wass's, and Abigail wants to see the Oreo cows in Rockport. She discloses, to touch them, which isn't allowed. They haven't been called yet for dinner by the adults. Nobody has a watch, and their electronic devices are still in their bags from the car. Every so often, a snippet of grown-up noise travels from the wide back porch down to the rocks. Their mothers laugh, the loud, somewhat forbidding voice of their grandparents' neighbor, Mr. Miller. Dinner at the Owl's Head house is always at 6 o'clock sharp, and cocktail hour can start as early as 4:30. It's the only real time constraints in the welcome, unscheduled strings of hours that make up their days in Maine. Thinking about these days, so many days this summer, so many more than previous years, each child is filled with their own particular brand of excitement. That's it.
I love that, boys and girls. Okay, so she just gave you a little snippet of Vacationland, boys and girls. Oh my goodness, I'm super duper excited. Meg, thank you so much for hanging out with us for your release day. Oh my goodness. And speaking of release day, what do you usually do to celebrate?
So usually it's just regular life. I mean, very strange timing. We're getting a new puppy tomorrow. So we already have a dog, but we're adding a puppy. And, it's the end of school for the kids, and my college age daughter is home from college. So it's just regular chaotic life. So it wasn't like, yay, let's relax and celebrate. It's more just kind of like, just keep everything moving. So we're just keeping things moving for now. I did an event on Sunday near my home where I was able to see friends and do a little interview. So that was fun. And then I have some more things coming throughout the summer. But the actual day is kind of just, it's always a Tuesday. It's always a busy day.
I love that. I love that. And speaking of, just release day and all of that good stuff, this is your 7th book. Is that correct? Yes. And if you had to give advice to a aspiring author or someone that this is their first book, what would you say to them?
To somebody who hasn't been published yet?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So if you're writing and you haven't finished, I just say keep going till you have a draft, because it's really easy to stop. Don't lose hope. I always say 100% of the people who stop trying never get published. So if you're trying to get published and you stop, you won't get published. If you keep going, there's a much better chance. So I always say that. And then I say, read everything, but also read specifically the kinds of books that you want to write so that you understand why they work. And you try to not copy them, but you try to understand that there's certain elements that successful books have. So
I love that. And speaking of like behind the scenes and stuff like that, what does a typical writing day look like for Meg?
So for me, it's kind of seasonal. So for example, right now it's June. My editor has my second draft of my next summer book. She has it now. So she's doing some editing. I'll get it back in a couple of weeks and I'll do editing over the summer. So I won't start anything new. I try to sort of work with the school year still, because I still have kids who are in school. And so hopefully in September, that book will be tied up and I'll be able to wrap my mind around the next book. And I'll try to get that done between September and April, just because that makes sense. And then editing starts after that. So for me, that's the basic timeline. During the days, I try to work every day that is not I don't work on the week. I don't write on the weekends because life is just too busy. I try to work I try to treat every day like a regular work day. It's really easy to get distracted by life, but I try to write between 1,000 and 1,500 words a day on all of my working days. And if you do that for enough days, then you have a book, you have something you can work with. So I just keep plugging away. My first drafts are really messy. And then I edit a lot and I revise a lot and I write a lot more drafts until it's done.
I love that. Okay. I love that. And speaking of that, can you share with us, okay, Meg, spill the tea. Are there any like writing quirks or writing must-haves that when you were in your writing cave, these
Yeah.
things must happen, or you must have these items?
Yeah, I have to have a noise machine on always. Even if I'm alone, I still have the noise machine on. I usually have it on because I'm not always alone. But now I'm so used to it that I can't work in total silence. So I usually have a noise machine, and I have usually also some music in my ears or playing.
Oh,
So it's a combination. It's always music that I know well enough that it won't distract me, but it's background. Um, and I usually have to have done, if I can, I do my exercise first. So if I go for a run or something, I do it first. So I know that's out of the way and then I can concentrate. Oh, and I have a timer. I have a little tomato timer. And
okay.
I learned this trick that if you set this timer for 25 minutes, you don't let yourself stop then you can take a 5-minute break, and you do that 4 times, and then you can take a longer break. So I started doing that a couple of years ago, and it helps me a lot. It helps me stay in my seat and not do the laundry and not take the dog out, and not get distracted. So those are
I
all.
love that. Okay. Thank you for sharing. Yes. Okay. So, Meg, you know that we have to play a round of this or that, but I promise you, my friend, there is no right or wrong answer because it is all things according to you. And because this is a summer, it's a beach read, it's called Vacationland. This is going to be our this or that, like summer vacation edition. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Are you ready, Meg?
I'm ready.
Okay. First one, hat or sunglasses?
Hat.
Okay.
Yep.
Flip-flops or sandals?
Flip-flops.
Okay. Iced tea or lemonade?
Oh, iced coffee. I know that's
Okay.
not probably iced tea. Probably iced tea.
Okay. A beach dress or shorts?
Shorts.
Okay. Sunset or sunrise?
Sunrise.
Okay. Airbnb or hotel?
Probably hotel.
Okay. Now
Yeah.
this one, audiobook or podcast?
Oh my gosh, that's hard. I'm always listening to both all the time. I couldn't choose.
Okay. So both it is. Hey.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this one, when you're on vacation, are you relaxing or are you there for the adventure?
Probably trying to relax.
Okay.
Yeah.
Plan it or wing it?
Wing it.
Okay. Now this one, Meg, this one is for the cafe. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Are you team coffee or are you team tea?
Coffee all the way. Coffee. 100%. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Oh my goodness. Now, Meg, can you share with us what did you enjoy about writing Vacationland?
I enjoyed how often I got to go back to this beautiful house because I would be like, I'm sorry, guys, I have to research a little.
All in the name of research, right?
Well, I got to make a couple more trips. So I really did. I spent a lot of time at my friend's house, and they're so welcoming to me. And I was able to sit and write when I needed to. And they have this beautiful porch. So probably just getting to go more often there to this place I love.
I love that. I love that. Oh my goodness, Meg. The time goes by so fast. It has been amazing talking with you about your latest release, Vacationland. And there is a giveaway. And the giveaway, boys and girls, is going to be a copy of Vacationland. So, Meg, the way that we do it here on the cafe is I'm going to go up and down the comment section, and you, my friend, is going to tell me when to stop. And then that person will be the winner of a copy of Vacationland. Okay. All right. I am ready when you are.
Okay.
And okay, you can tell me when to stop.
Okay. Stop.
Okay. Ellen Ann Smith Sertif, you are the winner of a copy of Vacationland. If you will inbox me your mailing address, I will get that information out so they can send you a copy of Vacationland. So thank you so much for participating and watching with us on today as well. So Meg, share with us, how can everybody get their hands on Vacationland?
Yeah, you can get it anywhere. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it at your local independent bookstore if you live near one. You can get it at Barnes & Noble. You can get the audiobook, you can get it on Kindle, you can get it everywhere. So if your library, hopefully, and if your library doesn't have it, you can ask your library to get it, because that's something people are able to do. I didn't really realize that, but ask your library and they'll get it, and you can check it out and read it that way too. So anywhere.
I love that. And of course, guys, like she said, Vacationland is available where books are sold. It is live on today. As we stated earlier, guys, ebook, print copy, audio book. So whatever suits your fancy, you can get your hands on a copy of Vacationland. And so, Meg, can you tell us, how can we stay connected with you?
Yeah, you can find mostly on Instagram. I'm not really, I mean, I'm on Twitter, but I never use it. So that's not good. I'm on Facebook. I have an author page. I guess it's Meg Mitchell Moore. You can find me that way, or Instagram at Meg Mitchell Moore. And Instagram is the best. The thing I'm the most active with is that's where I've been keeping in touch with you, Angela. And on my website, which is megmitchellmoore.com, you can always send me a form through there. It just goes to my email. So any of those ways would be great.
I love it. And on your website, Meg, is there a newsletter that they can sign up with to stay connected with you as well? Or
that's a great idea. No, but that's a goal. That's a goal for
okay.
sure.
But boys and girls, you can hang out with her on Facebook. You can hang out with her here on Instagram as well. You can go to her website, and there is a form that you can complete as well. But guys, we definitely want you to go out and get Vacationland. And of course, boys and girls, once you read it, make sure you leave a review. I know that Meg would be so appreciative of you doing that as well. And so, Meg, my friend, I want to allow you to have the last words of what you want to say.
I just want to say thank you to everybody for coming, and thank you for reading. And even if it's not my book, I guess that's my main thing. Thank you for being readers and being interested. There's no one book for every person. This might not be the book for you. I don't know. But if it's not, there's a book for you out there, and find it and connect with the author, because we always appreciate it so much when people connect with us and tell us what they thought of our book. Unless it's really mean, then don't tell us. If it's nice, tell us. And we love all that. So thank you. Thank you so much.
I love it. Well, thank you so much, Meg, for hanging out with us on your release day. Happy release day, happy release week, happy release month. We hope that you have an amazing release time with Vacationland. Guys, go out and get it if you haven't already. Like I said before, if you have read it, definitely make sure you leave her review. Let's take a look at that beautiful cover one more time, boys and girls as well. Meg, we thank you so much for hanging out with us. It has been amazing. Boys and girls, as I always say, have an amazing day, because we're having an amazing day. And until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.